Welcome back to Camus Classics. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. It was Jenna's birthday the other day. I asked her what she wanted for her birthday. She didn't have any recommendations. I was taking her out of town on an overnight trip, so that was kind of the big birthday present, but I wanted to get her something for her birthday that she would like. She didn't give me any recommendations, so I said, how about I detail your Jeep? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to detail her Jeep. As you can see, there's a lot of bugs here on the front. So what we're going to be using, we're going to use our pressure washer. We have our 2600 psi nozzle in it. We're basically just going to get the bugs off with that, then hand wash it. So here we go. So those are baked on there pretty well. We're gonna have to get some, soap them down a little bit, let them soak, and then we'll hit it again with the pressure washer, see if we can get them off. What did I schedule myself in for here? I want to go ahead and show you what we're going to be using here for the first part. So, nice little wash mitt, Meguiar's, and then these are Meguiar's drying towels. If you've never used them, they work really well. As they get water in them, you just wring them out and continue to dry, and they do a very good job of drying. Set those there. Now this one's going to be controversial. We're going to use Dawn. When would you not use this? Normally you wouldn't use this. This will pull off any wax and stuff that's on the vehicle, so you don't normally do this when you wash your car. We're going to be washing, waxing, clay barring. We're going to be doing a great job on this, so I'm going to go ahead and use Dawn because I do want to remove anything that's on there before I go ahead and clay bar it. So we are using Dawn. Normally you would use a car wash you can get from any of your local stores, hardware stores, automotive stores, Walmart, wherever you shop at. You can go ahead and get that, and it's in your automotive section, and it's a actual car wash. Use that if you don't want to pull the wax and stuff off your paint. We're going to use Dawn because we don't care. Okay, so back, got my soapy water. Again, we use Dawn. Don't use it if you're not wanting the wax off. We'll just add a little bit of soap and water on here. Apply it liberally. Okay, again, we're just going to let that sit for like 10-15 minutes. Let it kind of dissolve in the bugs, and then we'll hit it with the pressure washer again, see if we can't get them in. We may have to do that a couple times, but we'll get the bugs off first. The rest of it's not a big deal, just the front end with all these bugs is bad. Okay, so as you can see, it took a couple times. We got most of the bugs off. We still got to wash the whole thing. But this took a lot longer than I thought, so we're breaking for lunch. We'll come back after we get lunch. Hey, we're back from lunch. We're ready to get this washed. I went ahead and I just hosed it down a little bit just to make it wet. When you're going to wash your vehicle, start from the top and work down. This is the problem with SUVs and trucks. It's getting to this top. Okay, we are working in the sun, so one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to leave the soap on there, so we'll go ahead and spray it off. Still using the pressure washer without it turned on, just so it'll give me a nice little fan. So there's going to be a whole lot more of that till we're done.
You know what they say, Jeeps tend to travel in packs. So Brandy's Jeep came and found us too, and it's getting lost.
Okay, we're going to do something else that most people don't do, but you should do. You get a lot of dirt, dust, debris inside these doors, so you should always wipe them down as well. You'll see I switched over to a rag. I want to kind of keep my water to a minimum. And I'm going to open both of them so that I can get to this whole pillar. As you can see, there's quite a bit of dust and dirt on this hinge. And go ahead and clean that. You're going to get a lot less squeaks and stuff on your doors. Make sure and get our rubber, because this is what's going to sit against the car. And this is just going to help keep from rusting. So you got moisture, water, dirt that's going to sit in here. Especially if you have dirt, it's going to hold the moisture in. Okay. And then what we're going to do, where'd my bucket go? So we are still going to take our pressure washer. We're going to take the nozzle all the way out, which basically is just going to give us hose pressure. And we can just kind of easily go around where we washed. And rinse that soap off. Try to get as little as possible into the car. But we're going to do that all 5 doors, since this is a SUV. It has the back one, so we'll get that done and we'll come back to you. Okay, last thing we want to do before we put it in the shed so we can do our clay bar and wax and interior. I'm going to spray it down. Just using the, don't have the pressure washer running, just using it to get some water on it. Trying to keep the water spotting to a minimum. If you can do it not in this direct sun, that's even better, but we got a little behind. Okay, so I'm going to start on the back here because it's in the sun. I'm going to use these towels. Again, they're from McGuire's. They're a drying towel. So let me hop up here. Again, start top to bottom. You can see they do a real quick job of drying. They're not a lot of expensive. Bought these ones off Amazon. Again, McGuire's, you can probably buy them at like Walmart. Anywhere that sells McGuire's products, you can probably buy them there. But we're going to just go ahead, go over the whole car, dry it, and then we're going to move it over into the shed. We'll come back to you. If you look, we got washed. Looking at it, looks nice and white. Looks like it's ready for wax. If you run your hand across it, it's still just a little rough. So what we're gonna do, it's called Clay Bar. It's a kit we bought from McGuire's. Comes with their quick detailer because you want a clay bar wet. And then your clay bars come in these handy dandy plastics. You just want to open that up, and I'll do a little bit here on the hood just so you can see what happens. So car looks good, looks like it's clean. Right here, you want it to be wet. Just rub this on here flat. You can kind of see a little bit, there's a little dirt. I'll show you this when we get done, but that's what we're going to be doing, just sitting here and clay bar in this car. Let me go ahead and wipe it here, and I don't know that you can see a difference. But this is now smooth. You can kind of hear that. I don't get that as much here as I do here. This is very smooth. This is not. You can't feel it through the camera, but go ahead and film it. Got Jenna filming. And then come down here.
Oh yeah, definitely a difference.
So clay bar is going to take out any imperfections that are still in the paint that didn't come out during the washing process. Again, we're going to start at the top and come down. I'll show you this when we get done. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be very dirty when I'm done. So let me get after it. This will take me a little while, but we'll get it done. Okay, so we got the clay barring all done. Here's the clay bar. You can see it's pretty dirty. This is actually the third one. The kit come with 3. I actually needed all 3. What happens? Do that, drop it on the ground. All of a sudden it's full of little stuff off the ground. Throw it away. That's what we do with it. If you use it, you'll end up with swirls and cuts in your paint. We're ready now to do the waxing. I already did the top. So we're going to start here on the hood. We are using McGuire's Ultimate Paste. Just put it on in a swirl fashion. Careful around the plastic pieces. Just looking for a nice even swirl pattern on the paint. I'm wearing gloves just because you can get the wax on your hands and it'll come off with soap and water, but I just don't like it. So and we're gonna very carefully get around the Jeep here. Kind of starting in the center and working my way out, just because that way I can kind of lean on the hood a little bit if I need to reach. White's a little bit harder than your darker colors, just because it's a little bit harder to see where the wax is and when it sets off. Just kind of got to move around in the light. See, I missed an area here. I'm just walking around kind of using the light to see, you know, if there's a spot where I missed. And we're going to stop there. And I'll show you what I got. Got 2 towels. First one I used to give it a wipe. I'm going to give this just a little bit. It'll turn kind of less liquidy, I guess you'd say, more of a solid. We'll give it just a little bit longer to do that. But I use one rag to wipe it off. This one that is folded, I use as a buffing rag. After I get it wiped off, I go through and buff it with the buffing rag. When I go to wipe it off, I'm actually going to start from the outside. In fact, I got a little bit right here because I did do this spot earlier. I'm just buffing it off, wiping it off. You can feel when it's off because it gets smooth. I'm going to take my other rag, my buffing rag, and it's just going to pick up any leftover that rag, because once it gets saturated, it'll leave a little bit. So I'm using this rag to pick up any of that remnant. And as you can see, shiny. This is still pretty shiny, but that's a little bit more shiny. So more waxing, finish the whole car, then we'll come back. We're gonna hop on the interior. Okay, so we got the waxing all done, and I already polished it. I'm gonna show you this. Chemical Guys light metal polish. You can kind of see a little bit of pitting and stuff in this chrome. It's looking a whole lot better than it was. You just kind of rub this. So add a lot of water spotting and kind of where the acid eats it from rain and stuff. But as you can see, it polishes this right up. It's made for doing metal. This one's the light metal polish. They make a heavy that's kind of like a compound, got a little bit of grit to it. If I wanted to, if I could find it, I could hit this a little bit and get this a lot better, but that's really not looking bad compared to what it was. Pretty shiny, so we're about to do the windows. Let me do those. Okay, I'll grab some rags right here. And what we're going to be using, this Eagle One glass cleaner. It does a pretty good job. It smells good, and it doesn't streak very much. It is an automotive one. Just wipe it. And it doesn't streak much. That's why what I like about it. Do the mirrors here. We'll go ahead and do the rest of the glass. We're going to do the inside and the outside. Let us get that done. We'll come back to you and we'll get going on the inside. Okay, so we've got the windows all done. Ready to jump on the interior. First product we're going to be using, again, Meguiar's. So their Supreme Shine High Gloss Protectant. We're going to do that on all the hard surfaces, the way you want to use this. I don't like to spray it directly on the stuff. I like to spray it on the towel, just so I can keep it off my glass and elsewhere. Again, just using a little microfiber towel, get into all the crevices. It's a cleaner as well as a protector. So I am going to spray it directly on these spots just because they're need a little bit more. I do have the key in my pocket in case we do lock it. Well, we're just going to rub all this down, dash, and then we'll come back to you. I'm ready to do the center console, but we got a problem here. We got a bunch of ducts. So put the ducts back. They come from up here. We'll get them put back where they go. That's all clean up there. She'll have to put the ducts where she wants them, but I'll just put them in place for now. We all should look outside. So this is kind of a high traffic area, so I am going to spray direct. Because it's going to take a little bit to clean up. And you put your drinks here, you put candy here, treats here. Just a high use area. As you can see, this cleans it right up real well. And then the hard part. You don't want to get this on your screens though. I already wiped that off. with the glass cleaner that I was using. Just used the rag while it was still a little wet. That's perfectly fine. And that's looking really good. And about ready. About got the front done. Before I hop to the back, I want to vacuum it, and then we're going to condition the seats. So let me get the vacuum and we'll come back to you. Okay, we got the vacuum. We're ready to go. The vacuum is going to be a little bit noisy, so we'll probably dub some music over it. Okay, so we got the vacuuming all done. I'm going to slide this seat forward a little bit just so it's easier to access. We will need to put the floor mats in, but let me grab you what we're going to use on the seats here. So again, McGuire's, their Gold Class leather conditioner. Again, we're going to spray that directly on to there. It's kind of a gel. It has a really kind of, I like the smell of it. It doesn't take a whole lot. So, a lot more of that. I'll get the back side of it, get the headrest here. We'll hop in the back and do the back side of it. We'll come back to you. Okay, we got it all done. Let me just give you a tour. So we got it all done. It took a lot of hours. We probably had 2 getting the bugs off, and then about 6 to 7 doing the interior wash, wax, and clay barring. So if you ask me, next time I'm buying flowers or a shirt. But it is looking really good. Part of that is me. I wanted to get this clean. I love clean cars, and so I wanted to get this clean. What do you think of it?
I'm very happy with it. It's probably one of the best gifts I've ever been given, so thank you, Cooper. I thought it was clean, but now it's Cooper clean, so thank you.
So we got it clean. It's good to go. It's washed, waxed, good to go. You know, if it gets some rain on it, the rain's just going to repel off. We'll keep it clean from here on out, and thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.